Morning children, so we are taking the revision of lesson number 3, diversity in living thing and their classification. So let's revise all the question answers once again. Question is who is the odd one out? The options are given and you have to odd one the word. Then first one is fungus, mushroom, chrysanthemum and spirogyra. So four things are given, from which chrysanthemum is a odd one. So why this is odd one? Because chrysanthemum is a flowering plant and others are non-flowering plants. Then next B, mango, banyan, palm, chickpea. Mango, banyan, palm, chickpea. So that is the odd one is a chickpea. It is a shrub, others are not. Or okay, you can palm also odd one from this in this sentence. In these things, two things are odd one. Palm also tall tree without any branches, other have branches. Okay, then C, grape, orange, lemon, hibiscus. Grape, orange, lemon, hibiscus. So hibiscus is the odd one because hibiscus is a flowering plant. It does not bear the fruits. Okay, others are fruits, but hibiscus does not bear the fruits. Then next is the sunflower, banyan, jowar, bajra. Sunflower, banyan, jowar, bajra. So odd one is banyan. Okay, banyan is a huge tree. Banyan is perennial, others are not. Okay. Then guava, radish, carrot, beetroot. Guava, radish, carrot, beetroot. The answer is guava. Guava is a fruit, but others are the roots, radish, carrot and beetroot. Then deer, fish, man, worms. Deer, fish, man, worms. So answer is fish. Fish is an aquatic animal. Fish is an aquatic animal. Others are terrestrial animals. Okay. Now our next question. What is the difference? You have to write down the difference between one is flowering plant and non-flowering plant. Okay, उसके नेम में ही उसका आंसर है. Flowering plant means a plants that bear flowers are called flowering plant, and opposite that non-flowering plant, the plants which does not bear flowers, that are called non-flowering plants. Okay. Then in flowering plants, they have roots, stem and leaves. In non-flowering plant, they may not have roots, stem or leaves. Then third, flowering plant के example कौन से देखो, rose, hibiscus, lotus, these are some flowering plants. Whereas pine, fern, algae, these are non-flowering plants. Then another is the B1 is a tree, a shrub. A tree and a shrub. You know the tree, they have branches at some height. Then above the ground, it's a tree. Mango is a tree, banyan is a tree. But a shrub means they give out branches close to the ground. Shrub is bushy, है ना? They grow up to 2 to 3 meters height. Okay, but whereas the tree grow very tall compared to the shrubs. Then trees have strong and hard stem. Tree stem is very hard and strong, whereas the shrub stem have thick, hard stem. Mango is tree, banyan is tree, then hibiscus, oleander, these are shrubs. Okay. Then next, vertebrates, invertebrates. Okay, what do I mean by the vertebrate? The animals which have vertebral column, they are called vertebrates. Opposite to that, invertebrates, the animals which do not have the vertebral column, they are invertebrates. Then vertebrates में क्या है? The brain is well developed. Means vertebrate कौन से human being, dog, fishes, they are vertebrates. So they have a huge brain, well developed. Their brain is well developed. Then invertebrates में the brain, if present, may not be developed. उनमें brain तो होता है, but that brain is not developed, not well developed. So earthworm, insects, they are invertebrates animals. Okay, then question 4th is true or false. The first one is the snail is an aquatic animal. It is false. Snail aquatic animal nahi hai. Aquatic animals means the animals which lives in a water. So it's a false. Then amphibians can live in air and in water. That is also false. Amphibians means the animals which lives on land and water. That is amphibian. Then third one is the function of brain is well developed in vertebrate animals. The function of the brain is well developed in vertebrates. So it is true. Then fourth one is the amoeba is a multicellular animal. Amoeba is a multicellular animal. It is false. Amoeba is unicellular organism है ना, single cell से बनाया है amoeba को बना है. It lives usually in a pond or river water. It's a unicellular organism. We have to use microscope to see the structure of amoeba. Okay, so this is the question. Then write 2 names of each that I have given to you homework. So 2 names of each. Once again I am repeating. A flowering plant, rose and hibiscus. Okay. Non-flowering plant, fern and algae. Non-flowering plant, a tree, mango, banyan. Then a shrub, oleander, hibiscus. A creeper, a pumpkin, watermelon. Then annual plants, jawar, sunflower, annual plants. Biennial plant, carrot, beetroot. Perennial plant, mango, gulmo. Okay. Then next question, answer the following questions. Question number 1. What are the parts of a plant? You have to write down different parts of the plant. Very simple. The parts of plant are roots, stem, leaves, flowers, fruits, and seeds. Okay, these are the various parts of the plant. Is that simple? Then next, what are the functions of the root? Why root is important? What are the functions of root? अगर root नहीं होता तो क्या होता plants के साथ? So the basic functions of roots are, first one is the root hold the soil firmly and anchor the plant. Root क्या करता है? It hold the plant, hold the soil firmly and anchor the plant. जो roots होते हैं plant को खड़ा करते हैं, it anchor the plant inside the soil. Then another function of root is absorb water, salt and minerals from the soil and transport it to stem. जो roots होते हैं that absorb the water, हम लोग water soil के अंदर ही डालते हैं ना. So it absorbs the water from the soil, salt from the soil and minerals, what are essential minerals from the soil, and transport to the stem. जो roots में से पानी होता है वो stem में transfer होने का काम करते हैं roots. Okay. So some examples of roots are like carrot, radish, these are the roots. Also some roots like carrot, radish, they store the food, extra food that store in their roots. So they are edible roots. Okay. So these functions that carried by the roots. Next question. Third question is, why is it necessary to classify living things? Why there is need to classify the things? Classify things जो भी है, जो plants है, animals है, वो classify करने की जरूरत क्यों पड़ी है? So there is a great diversity in living things, both plants and animals on the earth. And varieties of plants are found on the earth, varieties of animals found on the earth with different characteristics. In order to identify them, and to study their characteristics in systematic classification is necessary. उनका स्टडी करने के लिए, उनको क्लासिफिकेशन करने के लिए we have to classify the living thing. Okay. Then D question. What are the criteria used to classify living thing? कौन से बेसिस पे things को क्लासिफाई किया गया है? कौन से बेसिस पे एनिमल्स को क्लासिफाई किया गया है? कौन से बेसिस पे प्लांट्स को क्लासिफाई किया गया? मींस what are the criteria used to classify the living thing? So the criteria used to classify the living things such as a plant, mode of nutrition, then similarities and differences in structure, presence of flowers or not, period of life cycle and its habitat, है ना? Modes of nutrition means autotrophic mode है कि heterotrophic mode of nutrition है. Then similarities and differences in structure, उनका structure unicellular है कि multicellular body है, वो कैसे दिखते हैं according to that. Then presence of flowers or not, flowering plant है कि non flowering plant है. Then periods of life cycle, कैसी life cycle है? Annual है, biannual है कि perennial है. Then habitat, according to its habitat means where they are found, in aquatic, in desert, in terrestrial, in mountain. So according to that criteria, the plants are classified into different categories. Okay. The same case in animals also. Animals are classified according to its cell structure. उसका animal का cell structure कैसे, animals कैसे दिखते हैं. Then presence of vertebral column, उनमें vertebral column is the main thing. Okay, उनमें vertebral column है कि नहीं है तो कौन से animal है, नहीं है तो कौन से animal है ना? है को क्या बोलते हैं? Means vertebral columns if present, they are called vertebrates. If the vertebral column is absent, they are called invertebrates animals. Okay, so according to this, then next is methods of reproduction, how they reproduce. Okay, whether they lay eggs or whether they give directly birth to young ones. So oviparous animals and viviparous animals, they are classified. अगर वो eggs देते हैं तो वो oviparous में आएंगे, अगर वो directly birth करते young ones को वो viviparous में आएंगे. Then next is the habitat also. One of the most important thing is the habitat. Means उसका habitat aerial habitat है और aquatic है और terrestrial है, where they live. According to these criteria, animals are also classified. Okay, children. Then next question, question number E. Tell some characteristics of creepers. क्रीपर्स बोले तो कैसे ध्यान में आता है? क्रिप करते हैं वो, है ना? क्राउल करते हैं, क्रिप करते हैं. सो कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ क्रीपर्स आर, द स्टेम ऑफ क्रीपर इज वेरी फ्लेक्सिबल, मीन्स उसका स्टेम हार्ड नहीं होता, फ्लेक्सिबल होता है. सॉफ्ट एंड ग्रीन एंड नीड सपोर्ट टू क्लाइंब. इट रिक्वायर्स सपोर्ट टू क्लाइंब. Then some climbers spread on the ground like pumpkin. Pumpkin fruit is very big. So its stem is very big. It cannot sustain the fruit. So it climbs, it spread on the ground. Somehow aerial roots. Example is money plant. Money plant ने हमने एक तो aerial roots देखे होंगे dark brownish color के that required a support, extra support to that plant. Then some climbers develops tendrils like cucumber. Cucumber को tendrils होती है एक तो coiled wire structure, coiled wire like structure that is called a tendril. So these are the some characteristics of the creeper. So examples of creeper, that is watermelon, pumpkin, money plant, cucumber, bitter gourd. So these are all the creepers or climber. They require the support. So these are the characteristics of creepers. Okay, children. Then explain the characteristics of herbs with two examples. Herbs कैसे होते हैं? Herbs grows 1 to 1.5 meter tall. Their stem is green, quite flexible. They may live for a few months or 2 years, like tulsi, oregano. These are some herbs. Then on the basis of which criteria will you classify plants and animals? So plants and animals are classified. We already seen this. Then next question, what protects the bodies of animals? How is the body of animals protected? The bodies of animals are protected by special coverings such as skins, feathers, scales, hairs, fur also. So this is the outermost covering of the body, and that protect the animal from heat, cold and rain. Okay, so here we finish the right question answers. So next video we will continue with another new topic. Okay, so bye everyone.